Hey everybody, welcome to Fire Type Finance. Today I want to talk about your stimulus check. Everybody here recently got their $1,200 or more stimulus check, and there's lots of things that we can do with it. You can go get a bunch of food out, you can pay off debt, you can plan for that next vacation. But when it comes to FIRE, we should talk about that. For those who don't know, FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. So we want to talk about how we can be financially independent through this check and how it can come to help us retire earlier. So there's three options that I want to talk about today. One, the snowball effect. Two, save for emergencies. And three, invest for your future. I put them in that order for a reason, because it's the importance. If you have debt, this should go directly towards that debt. If you don't have an emergency fund, this should go directly towards that emergency fund, especially in times like this. And three, investing for your future. Right now is also a great time to invest. So if you have that extra money sitting around not doing anything, why not make it work for you? Let's go through these options. First off is the snowball effect. For those who don't know, the snowball effect is when you start paying off your debt. Say you have 3 credit cards and a car payment. You start, in my opinion, by paying off the highest interest rate first, and then you keep that snowball. So once you pay off that first credit card, say it was $200 a month, you just roll that $200 a month into that next payment. That way you can keep paying them off. And it's like a snowball. It rolls down the hill, and it gets bigger and bigger. So you pay off debt. How do you pay off debt? Well, you put it towards your highest interest rate first. That's your best return. If you have a card that's 18% interest and another that's 24% interest, and then you have a car payment that's 7% interest, well, start with the highest. Start with that 22% interest first. And then remember, once you pay off that first round of debt, whatever you're paying towards it, just push that amount towards the next payment. Snowball it into the next debt. That way you can pay it off as soon as possible. And when it comes to paying off debt, we want to pay off all non-appreciating items. So this is your credit cards, your medical bills, your car payments, everything. But it's not necessarily your house payment. Generally speaking, houses go up in value year over year, and it's not necessarily a bad debt that you always want to pay off for various taxation purposes, for security, other reasons like that. It's not necessarily a bad idea to not pay off your house. Next up, you want to save for emergencies. So if you already got all your debt paid off, you're doing great. You're working towards your FIRE. You want to save for an emergency. Everybody should start with having an emergency fund of at least $1,000 to $2,000. Think about what could go wrong in your life that has an actual possibility of going wrong. Your car breaks down, your air conditioner acts up, your fridge gives out, something like that, something that's actually reasonable to occur. How much does that cost? That's what your emergency fund should start with, in my opinion. And our goal in the end is to have 6 to 12 months of savings lined up. Think about right now in the world we live in. All the people getting laid off, unemployed, waiting for their unemployment checks are having a very, very hard time right now, even if it's only 1 or 2 paychecks that they miss. If you had even this $2,000 emergency fund, let alone a 6 to 12 month emergency fund, it would be like nothing. It'd be like water off a duck's back. And you don't necessarily need to keep an emergency savings fund in a savings account. There's lots of other funds. You have mutual funds, high yield saving funds, various investment accounts, things like that that are relatively safe overall, but give you a better than 0.2% interest rate. That way your savings fund does make a little bit year over year. Every bit counts. And last, we want to invest for our future, right? So we need to think about some things when it comes time to invest for our future. What are your goals? Are your goals to have a rental income portfolio? Do you want to turn yourself into a fix and flipper when it comes to rentals? Do you want to have a dividend stock portfolio that just pays you your bills every month? Do you want to have an investment account? Do you want to grow your 401k? What are these? So, real estate. Do you want to put this money towards a house? Do you want to put improvements into your house that you have now to pay off, to get that 20% debt to income ratio so you're paying your mortgage insurance anymore? Do you want to buy long-term stocks that you hold for 10 plus years and they make you a very, very good return over time that you can use as a retirement portfolio? Do you want to get into day trading? Do you like the logistics, the niche of watching stocks for 1 or 2 or 3 penny gains and do that time over time and make lots of money? Do you want to have a traditional retirement account? Do you want to put this money into a 401k or something of the like that when it comes time to retire, you can withdraw from? Or there are even some other things. Humans need vacations, new cars, clothes, luxury items here or there. So maybe investing in your future is actually buying a new car sometimes. You never know. But in the end, the goal is security, right? Think about everything that's going on in the world right now. Think about Y2K. If you would have had cash in the bank, if you would have had security, if you would have had money saved up, buying those .coms would have been greatly beneficial at this point when they crashed. Think about the housing crash back in the late 2000s. You could have bought almost any house on a block for pennies on the dollar today, and the rental returns you would be having now, the equity in those homes that you'd be seeing, would be unbelievable. If you would have bought just 2 or 3 houses back when they were next to nothing, you could be retired with ease now, only 10 years later. And think about the current situation right now. The stock market's taking a dive. Companies are not in business in weird ways, but they're able to get through, hopefully. But the stock market has just crashed. If you could put money into the stock market right now, think about how much your returns could possibly be in the future. It could change your life. And it's all possible. We just have to be smart with our money. We have to set out our goals and we have to decide how we get there. Building an action plan and following that action plan will vastly improve your likelihood of getting through these times and meeting the goals that you have to be part of the FIRE movement. That way you can be financially independent and retire early. Thanks for watching today's video. Let me know your thoughts below. If you want me to go in depth on any of these ideas that I threw out to show you how it could work and what your returns could be, let me know. Leave your comments below.